Audio, whoa, loud. Wow. Audio should be fine now, guys. Yeah, audio is good. We have audio, we are good to go. So, we are here at On the Edge 2. MK9 Casuals prepping for tomorrow's big MK tournament. And like I said, we are up with MK9 Casuals. Tom Brady, ready to call some matches. What is up, Tom?
What's up, Phil? I want to say shout out again to David Christ, who ordered a pizza.
Holy cow, he fed the MK crew.
David Christ, shout out to this guy, man. Good stuff.
Yo, every time I hear the ring in the background at the stage, I think it's my phone.
Phone ring is the MK2.
Oh, let me go pay some people.
The MK2 character select. Super Bowl's brother here, a.k.a. with Gamma, a.k.a. in Super Bro, versus WNBA MK Peanuts. I think all of you guys need to lean on Gamma to change his name to in Super Bro. As he is in Super Bro brother. I didn't even bring my pad here. I didn't even bring my pad. So I didn't think any MK was going to be. I expected Soul Calibur to be a lot more. So I didn't even bring my pad. So otherwise, I'd be on there playing some casuals as well. Let's see. Don't really know how to raise the volume here on the mic. Phil, they want to know how if you can raise the mic volume. They can't hear. Is the mic volume or just the game volume or both?
Round 3.
Overall volume. Pretty good in my ear here. The game volume good.
Yeah, everything is really good. Terry Masters is like the only person.
The game volume is loud though, I think. A little too loud.
Yeah, Terry, I think you're the only one,
Well,
bro.
can you lower the game volume some? I think the game volume was the problem. I can hear the game
There we
volume
go.
good.
Okay.
Okay.
So our voices are now much louder anyway.
Okay, there we go. Now our voice is loud. Is that okay for you there, Mr. Terry Masters?
Yeah, Terry Masters, I think you're the only one.
Okay, you got to pay people out there, Phil?
Yeah, I'll be right back.
All right, brother. Okay, so. By the way, Terry Masters, I'm so glad you made that statement. He comes on here and says, I got my speaks maxed out, and I can barely hear Tom Brady complain about what's broken. I obviously know you're joking, Terry Masters, but that's a classic example of maybe somebody from NetherRealm or MLG, if they were in here, wouldn't know you were joking. And that just adds to the reputation of, man, Tom was in the stream last night complaining about what's broken. I came in there, and some guy named Terry Masters, man, was talking about Tom complaining about broken shit. You see what I'm saying? That's how the Tom Brady troll roller coaster starts. You guys just don't realize it. No, I'm not ranting. I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? No, like, I know it's a joke. You know what I'm saying, Zach? Like, I don't care. It's a joke. I love the joke. The jokes are fine. But like, I can't tell you how many times, like, jokes like that, I get blown up, and they're like, dude, this guy was in there complaining. I never complain. No, I don't care. It's a joke, but you got to understand, this shit gets taken too far in this community. So, when it comes to like people like,
Kenshi wins.
Hub's most common input bug is a fucking down 4. Or going for an ice clone and getting back 1. Those are Sub's 2 absolute most common ones. I am not talking about that input bug that is going to turn to bite me in the ass if I'm talking about that input bug. When I was playing 16-bit, Zach, when I was playing 16-bit, I was holding down before I did every 4. In the second game, when I tied it up 1 game apiece, I got every down 4 I needed. In the third game, I lost all my life leads to input bug. I was already holding down. I made sure that I was going to fight by holding down the whole time. It is what it is. I mean, I don't care. I think ultimately, to be honest with you, I think what makes people frustrated by the input bug is not so much the bug itself. I think it's the fact that we get patronized by the developers. You know, like as if we're too stupid to know how to hit down, or as if it never happens. You know, I can definitely understand. They were asked about it. It's 50-50. I did like a lot of the UK guys, though. I don't know how many. Apparently, at EVO this year, there's going to be a lot of competition. I know there's some guys coming. I heard from Chile, some of them. It'd be nice if Tony T came over here. I don't know. It can't be cheap to come here from Australia. That's pretty far. I wonder how. Wow, that's really far. Australia. How long do you think, Phil, to get to America from Australia? It's holy. Yeah, anything, Zach, anything that has to do with down, yes. Down back commands are affected by the input bug, or back down commands. Anything that has down in it.
Round 1. Fight!
I agree, Zach. So Kenshi is you know, in reality, I never even wanted to bring up the input bug. The only reason why I ever talked about it is back on the STBL show. But back on that show, there were so many questions of people saying, Tom, I can't do this move, and it's like a down 1 or a down 4, and they say, I'm caught in this situation, I go to do this attack. And they were asking me how to practice not getting it. And, you know, I didn't want to be like, no, you're stupid. You know, obviously. So Toryukin is next week. Heard a lot of Canadians are going to that. I don't think anyone from here is going. I don't think Junior's going. I don't think Rio's going. I heard Maxter might be going. Hold on a second, guys.
Liu Kang.
Yeah, the game volume does look a little low there. How's the game volume, guys? The game volume okay?
Kenshi.
It's good, okay. Okay, it's cool.
Round 1. Fight.
So Semi-Evil Rio, so this MK Legend guy apparently is being blown up after doing good at 2 consecutive tournaments. It's a little upsetting because I think the guy is good. I think he plays Kung Lao the way you're supposed to play Kung Lao. Basically, from what I hear, is people saying, "Oh, I'll blow that spin." Basically, saying, "I'll blow him up for making me respect the spin." The point is, once you get the opponent to respect the spin, then you no longer spin. You do other stuff, you know. But you have to make them respect it, which frees up other options. The guy is not stupid. He's 15. He was young. He might have been born at night, but not last night. He's not that young.
Kenshi wins. Round 2. Fight.
Yeah, I'm pretty good against Kung. I have a lot of Kung Lao experience, so I kind of had an idea what to do against what he was going to do. You know, I played PL so much, so. Yeah, you can't talk wins. You can't talk shit about wins, man. You can't, dude. This guy MK Legend beat some pretty good players. You know, he beat some pretty good players. I'll say that right now. You know, he's beaten Art. He beat Sunk. He's beaten Tommy Waffles. He beat Master D. I mean, he's beaten some pretty good players, man. You can't knock that kid for that, man. He's pretty consistent. And he's got some pretty good quality wins, in my opinion.
Round 1. Fight.
That's what I say. Just makes really good reads. There's no defense for a good read, but to make a better one. The only defense for a good read is to make a better read. Yeah, he seems pretty consistent so far.
Kenshi wins. Round 2. Fight.
Although I guess MK Legend did lose to someone who is not a top player. I mean, I'm no longer ranked on the NFG. So I guess technically speaking, man, can't lose to the trash that's unranked, I guess. No, just trolling.
Kenshi wins.
So Liu Kang's low fire. I was talking to Summoning, who is an MK2 player. I mean, I know Zach knows who he is, and he was saying he just doesn't like the fact that Liu Kang's low fireball is still vulnerable when he's trying to stand up, and he can get hit by projectiles. Like he can't remain crouching.
Round 2, fight!
So what do you? So what do you think about that, Zach? Liu Kang's low fireball.
Fight!
Him not being able to recover in crowds. Does anybody know if Liu Kang can recover in crowds in this game? I don't think he can. I think at one point in the beta, if he shot a low fireball from crowds, he could recover in crowds. But I don't know that he can do that. Anymore, anyway.
Wins.
We talking about practice? Hey, Salvific Blood, you still in here? I'm gonna test that out later, actually, to see if Liu Kang can recover in crowds. I'm gonna test that out. Double armor. But Kenshi does have super armor and everything, actually. So everything... Kenshi doesn't have armor, it is super armor. So, Salvific Blood, I'm going to answer the age-old question that I get from everybody. Why did Tom Brady do whatever to his Sub-Zero supporters? I'm going to answer that question right here. Because I realize the truth. My record in Sub-Zero mirrors, casuals, tournament, money, is like 100 million wins, 2 losses. And even the 2 losses that I have, my record against those people is ridiculous in tournament and casuals and money. But the Sub-Zero players, quote-unquote, supported me, right? Up until I finally lost once in a Sub-Zero mirror. And then they all blew me the fuck up. Until their other Sub-Zero champions failed to produce, and then they were like, oh, you know, we support Tom again. So the reason why I do whatever with the Sub-Zero players is because they support me now. Even if I beat Denzel now, you guys will just keep making me play these people till I eventually lose one more time again in that match. And then I'll just get blown up again. So the thing is, the reason why I do that is because I know they're all full of shit. The first chance they get to blow me up, the next time I lose a set like that, I'm just going to be blown up again. So, you know, I do appreciate the support from everybody, don't get me wrong. I just don't like the people trying to be like, you know, hey, I'm your best friend. You know, hey, Tom, man, I'm your best friend, your biggest supporter. Because Salvific Blood, how much bullshit did I get? But you know what? When I actually played Kerbalicious, Denzel got props for me playing Kerbalicious. How in the hell did Denzel Terry get props for me doing something good? How did that happen? How did somebody else get props for what? Oh man, that was my funniest moment. I think the community really mistakes people talking shit for praising other people. I don't really shit talk other people, but if I want to praise Kerbalicious did blow me up before we played. First of all, he did blow. It wasn't just one sided like that. He did blow me up. So I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, I blew him up, because he blew me up too. We blew each other up. Kerbal's a very good player. But it's like in this community, you can't praise somebody else. The second you praise somebody else, the person you're not praising is going to get offended. Even though you're not saying that person is bad, you're just praising somebody else. You're just being neutral, and you're singing both players their praises. You're just really emphasizing one person's praise more than another, but you're praising both players. And in this community, that makes you a shit talker. Because you have to be saying, no, one guy is the best or one guy is bad. If two guys are supposed to be considered good, then one or both of them get mad at you. This is the dumbest shit I've seen in my life.
Kenshi wins. Round 3. Fight.
Sure. Jerry's the Molina player, right? Yeah, hold on a second. Hey, in Super Bowl in Alright, some guy,
Liu Kang wins.
Playoffs? You talking about? Are you kidding me? Playoffs? Doesn't talk about playoffs? Are you kidding me?
Liu Kang.
Playoff.
Rain.
Hello? You play to win the game. That's the best. Herm Edwards, man. Hello? At the highest possible level possible? Yeah, I mean, I did pretty good against 16-bit. I did pretty good. The input bug is the biggest problem in that match. If Sub-Zero gets a 1% lead, he can win. He just can't get... That's a fucking problem. That's one match you can't afford to get it. Down 4 is your biggest weapon. Down 4 and being able to run away. And when your biggest weapon doesn't come out all the time, it's a problem. And you never know when it's going to happen.
Liu Kang wins.
Liu Kang.
2. Fight.
I honestly believe that the hardest match for Sub-Zero is probably Kenshi. You know, I really don't have a strategy book against Reptile. The thing is, I don't like variables. I don't like to make a strategy and not consider all the variables. You know what I'm saying? I think that's ignorant. I think when someone says to you, oh, this strategy will work because they might not know how to get out of it, you're a fucking idiot to have a strategy like that. So I think, I don't know, there are a lot of variables in the Sub-Zero versus Reptile match that I've never actually tried to even make a playbook for that match. So I'm trying to put it together. But as of right now, the match I hate the most is Sub-Zero Reptile, simply because I can't control all the variables. So I don't have a strategy yet around really... See, there are a lot of variables you don't even know about. There are a lot of things about Reptile, but I don't like variables. I mean, you want to what I mean is variables. You don't want to leave variables unchecked. Sub-Zero doesn't have any one-size-fits-all strategies. See what I'm saying? Everything is variable. Everything is a read. Every fucking thing is a read. That character. Some things you can do on reaction, like, you know, some of the harder reactionary things are like sliding Sonya's projectile, knowing the exact range to be able to slide it at. You can't go under it too close, but if you're too far, she can block it. It's just a... variables, man. You want to know all the variables in and out.
Liu Kang wins. Round 2. Fight!
I wonder if anyone thinks it's odd that we don't even have Sub versus Jax. I feel really good about now. It's definitely hard for Sub, but I hope I get to play Junior tomorrow in the tournament. That's a match I want. I have never played Junior in a tournament, and I'm kind of itching to do so. Yeah, it's... Shoutouts to the NFG. The better you play, the further you fall.
Round 3. Fight!
Dude, PSN David Christ, shout outs to this guy. Got a pizza for me. Thank you so much. Jax is not so much frustrating to me. What you want to do with Jax is you want to always fight him at mid-range and just guess. If you see a projectile or a ground pound cancel, you want to slide. He can't escape. You know, he can't escape before the slide hits him if he does a projectile or ground pound cancel or ground pound at that range. And if he does it, all he can really do is dash punch, and you just got to guess and duck it and then punish him. That's all you can really do. There's no other way to fight that match. You can try to fight him from range and throw like a freeze every now and then. But it's just very difficult because a lot of the matches have, as a Sub-Zero player, a lot of your matches have changed from 1.04 to 1.05. So it just sucks to really have a good handle on all your matchups, and then they do another patch, and then you don't know what to do in half of the fucking matches anymore. You have to relearn matchups. Sub-Zero, Kung Lao, and Raiden. You have to relearn matchups more so than any other characters in the game. Those three characters have had the most matchup knowledge. Matchup knowledge become irrelevant. I think Ermac's pretty good. Shang Tsung versus Sub-Zero. You gotta knock him down. Shang really can't get up. You can always down 3 Shang. He really can't get up out of it.
Liu Kang wins. Round 3. Fight!
Does anybody else think it funny that we don't have a tier list for this game yet? But there is no tier list for MK9 yet. Isn't that funny?
Liu Kang.
Yeah, we have pick a tier list, right? Pick a tier list. Oh man. Holy shit. Pick a tier list in MK9.
Sonya. Sub-Zero.
I would say Cabal's the best. 2 Kenshi.
Round 1. Fight!
I could see 3 Sonya. Probably 4 is Smoke. Probably 5 Freddy, 6 Jax, 7 Kung Lao, 8 Katana, 9 Johnny Cage, or maybe 8 is Cage, 9 is Katana, 10 is probably Cyrex, number 11 Reptile, 12 probably Shang, 13 Melina. Yes, I mean, it's so fucking hard. Yeah, I guess I'd put Sector in there at the top 10 too. I'd have to. If I sit and think about it, I'd probably put him up there. I hate doing Sub-Zero because Sub-Zero is probably like number 20. And I know whenever I say that, people are like, so you're saying you place top with the number 20 character in the game when everyone else uses top 10? Yes. But what am I supposed to do? I mean, I can't lie about where the fucking character is. They're just better characters. I'm not trying to say Sub-Zero is bad. I'm just trying to say that there are better characters. I mean, he's like maybe number 17, something like that. I don't know. I never thought about it. Like doing a tier list now, today, like, I don't know. Sub is like mid-mid. He's not high-mid, but he's not low-mid. He's like, he's between mid-mid and low-mid. You know, he's between middle of the mid-tier and low mid-tier. Sub-Zero is my only main right now. My Kung Lao is trash. I think I'm probably the worst Kung Lao player in the world, to be honest with you. My Kung Lao's terrible. I don't know, like, I'd have to think about a tier list. Did the Rangers win? What's going on? What's the score in the Rangers game? I don't know where I put Quan Chi. I put him on terrible. I don't know, like I never really factored it in. I think if anyone's qualified to do a tier list, I would say I'm probably the most qualified. Considering as no, I probably can't get it all perfect, but I've played more people than anyone else in the world. In the entire world, no one has traveled amongst their areas, amongst their country, more than I have. So I have a pretty good idea. They're not meaningless if you're a Kano player. Kano is. I am positive that Kano is the worst character in the game. I think Kano is the absolute fucking worst.
Round 1. Fight!
Why is Kano the worst? No, my Kano always sucked. I only went to Raiden because of... I'm going to tell you guys a story. I'm going to tell you guys a story here. This is... Okay, I'm going to level with all you guys here. I consider a lot of you guys supporters of mine, and I'm really grateful to have the kind of supporters that I have. I've got so much opportunity because of you guys. Even though MLG didn't pick me to start, no matter how good I am at doing anything, I wouldn't have got the opportunity to show it without you guys demanding me to call the grand final of MLG Ohio. And that really meant a lot to me. But the thing with me in this game is that it's very difficult to have to learn to deal with the double standard that I've had to deal with. So it's really, no, I don't get paid for this. This is just what I do because I love the community. MLG did, but I do this kind of stuff on my own dime. It's very difficult to adjust to the double standard that I have. No fighting game player has the double standard placed upon me by the MK community. And I'm not saying I handled it right from the beginning, but it's not something you really know how to handle. You know what I mean? Even being a quarterback in college, there's no double standards in sports. Sports are simple. Wins and losses. You get credit for your wins, and when you don't perform, you get talked about on your losses. But in the MK world, it was, you know, like they don't blow you up for getting to the Super Bowl and losing. They don't talk about how bad your team is for getting to the Super Bowl. They don't fire coaches who go to the Super Bowl consistently. They don't, you know, fire coaches who consistently have 12-win seasons, 13-win seasons. Those guys don't get fired. Sports is very simple. It's very black and white. And fighting games are not black and white. And I thought I could handle the double standard that was going to be placed on me, and I thought I could handle all the trolling and the way things were based on my experience in sports with high school and college. But in gaming, it was really different. And I didn't really know how to handle it because it was something I've never experienced before. And in my frustration, certain things happened, and I was already in a frustrated state, so it allowed me to lash out. But now that I really don't care. I'm not retiring. What are you guys talking about? I'm just taking you guys through my MK9 experience. No, it all started with Power Up with me. I think everybody started Power Up, obviously, a year ago. You know, this weekend actually marks the 1-year anniversary of PDP. Last Power Up when I won that tournament, I got props for like a week. And then after that 1 week, I started getting blown up, apparently having rigged the tournament, which I didn't. But that didn't. I am going back to school, Revolver, but I'm not retiring from playing the game. I'm just not going to travel as much. So you know, after about a 1 week of props, I got blown up for apparently rigging the tournament, which I didn't do. And right after Power Up, I mean, here's a tournament at Power Up where I'm fighting Vanilla Kung Lao. Here's Vanilla Kung Lao, Cyrax Bomb Traps, you know, Cabal Block Infinite, Sonya Block Infinite, Just some of the most broken shit in the entire game. And the only thing anybody complained about was Sub-Zero's Ice Clone. Here's Vanilla Kung Lao and Vanilla Raiden, and everyone's like, no, fuck that. Those characters are fine. Nerf the Ice Clone. Okay. So, it was, you know, I don't know. But when I lost at CEO, I got blown up for losing at CEO. It wasn't like props or good shit. It was damn trash, exposed, garbage. Second place at CEO, and I got to hear how garbage I am. It got to the... And then, you know, Summer Jam, not Summer Jam, East Coast Throwdown, I got 9th in that tournament. I never made one excuse for me losing to any of these people. Got 9th in that tournament. And as I'm calling the MK9 stream, I had to hear about how I was garbage. This is Jer right here, by the way. You get 9th in one tournament, and you got to hear how garbage you are, and how Michelangelo makes me look like shit. You know, whatever the shit was being said. That kind of stuff kind of bothers you. You know, and after Evo, I was going to be washed up. I'm washed up. So I go to Summer Jam and I get 4th, beating, you know, Michelangelo, THTB, some really good players, and all I do is get blown up for getting 4th. You know, it gets fun. It got really fun. I'm not gonna lie, it did get extremely frustrating, and I'm not saying I handled it right, or I'm not saying 2 wrongs make a right. I'm not denying that I was a little. Eventually, the stream monsters didn't get to me at first, and eventually they did get to me. Going into Devastation, I was the most vulnerable in the Sub-Zero mirror match. The Melina player is Jared. I was the most vulnerable in the Sub-Zero mirror because for the first time, the Sub-Zero mirror match had changed. So I was the most vulnerable. I lost once out of God knows how many times people tried to beat me in that tournament. And I got blown up for it. Like I'm not a fucking human being. Like I don't make mistakes. It wasn't really, and you know, and then after, you know, seasons beatings, I get top 8 again, and I'll never forget this feeling. I'll never forget this feeling.
Wins. Round 3. Fight.
I got top 8. Seasons beatings had like 100 people. 100 people go to seasons beatings. And I felt like shit for getting top 8. I'll say it again. I got which one of you guys would go to a 110-man tournament, get top 8, and feel bad about it? I felt bad. I felt literally, and I know I got top 8, but I felt bad. So I decided I was going to have to start playing character roulette. I decided, no, I'm telling a story. I'm leading up to something. I'm just telling my experiences in this game so far. Then I started going through my character roulette, you know, putting my Sub-Zero down, and you know, I lost with Tom Hanks. I didn't make any excuses for that. You know, I was playing character roulette, really hadn't touched Sub-Zero in a while. I decided I was going to leave Sub-Zero. I gave him props for that, but he blows me up 24/7, calls me trash, calls me a scrub. I don't care. Winter Brawl, 9th. You know, final round, MLG, you know. So I went back to Sub-Zero. And what changed everything was at Power Up. I was so mad at myself for not even trying Sub-Zero against Chris G, right? I was so mad at myself for not trying it. The next day, I was like, you know what? I really don't care anymore. Why do I let these fucking... I went to Kung Lao because I was so worried about what people were going to say if I lost that I tried going with the easier match. And I still lost anyway. So I was so mad at myself for letting what people say really influence me to this point. I was so mad at myself, I vowed I really don't care anymore. And for the first time, in God knows how long, I really didn't care what anybody said anymore. So the next day, I told 16-Bit, Because 16-bit says, you know, well, you got a lot of tough matches today. You got to start off for Forever King. What are you going to do? So I said, win or lose, I don't give a fuck. I'm just going to play Sub-Zero and try my absolute best. And if I win, I win. If I don't, I don't. But I don't care what anyone's going to say otherwise. So I said, I felt like I have my confidence back. At that moment, I had my confidence that I used to have back in the old days. And I felt really good that day. And I felt good ever since then. And nobody can argue that from Power Up going forward, I've played better than I've ever played. And on top of that, I don't let people get to me anymore. I have been acting like I don't care. And ever since Power Up, everything's been great for me. Everything with me in the community has gone great because I don't care what people say. They can't get to me anymore. Now, I want to say one thing real quick, because on the Sub-Zero call-out thing, I apparently got blown up for stealing the back 1-2-1 shit. Let me say this about Devastation. Doing all that back 1-2-1 bullshit was always wrong. From the moment the game came out, Sub-Zero could take over 50% from you in open space with 1 bar. And in the corner, he could take almost 50% with no bars, or 60 with 1 bar. Even when they removed his damage, he still could take 60 with 1 bar and 50 with 1 bar in open space. There was no reason to ever do back 1-2-1. Never. At Devastation, they actually negated everything I ever did. Those guys weren't doing the good shit with Sub-Zero because, you know, because they were like innovative. They were doing it because they were playing Sub-Zero the wrong way from the day the game came out. It's just NetherRealm had finally watered down Sub-Zero to the point where those tactics were finally effective. I'm 35. And I'm not even being salty. Who's being salty here? I'm not being salty, I'm just telling a story. Is Salvific Blood still around here? I'm 35, brother. Where was the salt in my story I just told? What salt? No, so, I am 35. Salvific Blood, you still in here, man? I swear, if I ever go to the UK, man, I gotta go out for some fish and chips with Salvific Blood. So Casey Jones and Salvific Blood, what I really want you to understand, the whole, like, bullshit. Actually, you know what's so funny? When people meet me in person, they say, you look nothing like Michael Cera or Andy Sandberg. They say it's just the streams. It's only on the stream camera. So what I'm saying, Salvific Blood and Casey Jones, about the whole Sub-Zero thing is, you know, you wouldn't want to, the day the game came out, you don't want to do back 1-2-1 in the corner. When you catch somebody grounded with 2-2 freeze or back 1-2 freeze or overhead freeze, because you get between 45 and 48%. You see what I'm saying? So why would you do 29% when you get basically 50% with no bar? The way Sub-Zero plays, you would, no, it's not a tourney, but the way Sub-Zero plays, you would never do, why would you not take 50%? Against a character that dominates life lead battles. You wouldn't say, oh, you know what, I could take 50% with no meter, but, you know, I want to go ahead and just take, you know, 29. And even with the reset days in open space, you wouldn't say, oh, I'll take 29%. You would say, oh, I'm going to take my 50%. And, you know, even in the corner when he had the reset and didn't have his damage, you would say, okay, I'm going to take my 60%. I'll take 29% when I can take 60. But at the time of Devastation, his damage had finally been nerfed, his reset was gone, so finally, for the first time, back 1-2-1 was actually the more viable option. And the people that played Sub-Zero that way were basically playing him ineffective for a long period of time, and then that tactic just then became effective. It wasn't because of any kind of innovation, it was just because there were always better options, and that was the first time in the game that there was no better option but back 1-2-1 when you get a grounded opponent frozen.
Fight.
So when I was talking to Use for Glue about the Cyber Sub-Zero matchup, and I don't think I played that matchup like Foxy does. I don't think I played that matchup like he thinks I'm going to play that matchup. He was talking about, well, what are you going to do if I hit you with a dive kick? You know, if you try to clone, I'm going to do a bomb. If I get hit by a dive kick, then I block in case you do another one. I don't do anything. I've never cloned after getting hit by a dive kick. I've always blocked. And by the way, hitting me with a dive kick, good luck. Good luck. I do want to play Use for Glue, though, because I'm anxious to play that match. I know he's come up with a lot of good stuff with Cyber Sub-Zero. You know, Foxy says he's got some weird shit with him, so I really like to play it. But I really don't. I just can't see him fighting that match. Cyber Sub-Zero. Not Use for Glue, but Cyber Sub-Zero fighting that match. So at UFGT, there's going to be a 2 versus 2 tournament as well. And there's a special stipulation, which I think is dumb. You're not allowed to actually tag out in combos.
Tag wins. Round 2. Fight.
I think if you're going to do it that way, you might as well just do 1v1. I mean, you can play aggressive Sub-Zero, but you have to have a balance of both aggressive or not aggressive. You have to have a balance. You have to know when to do what. There's no such thing as rush down or total sub. What's up, Truth? What's up, MIT? Kenshi should not have a reflect. Kenshi should not have a reflect. What's up, Death? What's up, Mitsos Kala? Ah, Mitsos, very good. Sub-Zero doesn't really play footsies as much as he plays counter footsies. He can play footsies, but his specialty is counter footsies. The character has the ability to occupy 2 places at once. And that makes it, you can play footsies while you're playing counter footsies at the same time. I mean, he does occupy 2 places at one time.
Sonya. Kung Lao. Liu Kang.
Baraka.
Milena.
Well, I think Baraka has been buffed on the Vita version. Can somebody check that out? I think Baraka's blades, I saw it, and his blade spark looks faster. I believe Baraka's blade spark has been buffed. Can someone else check that? Can we put them side by side real fast? Can someone just, I have to know. Can we test out Baraka right now on the... Try them both. Let's see how fast. Someone pick Baraka real quick on here and just... How fast can you blade spark? Throw rapid blade sparks. Go to practice mode. Go to practice mode and pick Baraka and throw blade spark after blade spark. And then do it on the Vita. And I want to see if it's faster or not.
Sub-Zero.
Well, you can't because the way that... yeah. I got to see this. I swear the blade spark has been buffed. Do it again. Go across the screen and throw spark after spark. Go across the screen. Throw spark, spark, spark. How fast can you do it? Wow, it is faster. Look, right? Look at that. It's faster. They buffed it a little bit. It's a little faster, I think. Whole block, whole block, whole block. Do it in whole block. Do yours in whole block. It is a little faster. It's like maybe like 1 or 2 frames faster. It's slightly faster. It's like very minute. They did speed it up by like 1 or 2 frames. I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it. Dude, I was watching Dark Brown play and I was like, dude, why is Baraka blocking so soon after that fucking blade spark? No, it's not like, oh, it's like 1 or 2 frames faster. It's like probably like 1 or 2 frames faster. Not much, but it is. It is slightly faster.
Kung Lao. Milena. Reptile.
Dude, we are dying for Jack's frame data. I wish Somberness would do some frame data, man, for Jack's. Dude, I really want to know.
Reptile. Milena.
Dude, I really got to know.
Rain. Sonya. Round 1. Fight!
So Kerbalicious is doing these tournaments in the upstate area in New York. Tom Laws, don't you live up there? Don't you live up by Kerbalicious? You live in that area, right? You live 5 hours from Kerbalicious? I thought you lived in upstate New York, man. Oh, is he? Oh, what do you mean way up north? What part of New York does Kerbalicious live in? He lives in like bottom by... So he lives by like Canada part of New York. Is that where Kerbalicious lives? Oh. Damn, Tom Lowell's exposed? From Yonkers? Damn.
Sonya wins. Round 2. Fight!
Wow. So how far away do you think the Canadians are? Like Montreal is from Kerbalicious. Tom Laws, guesstimate. Montreal, how far of a drive would that be from Kerbalicious? Really? By the way, I want to say Sub-Zero beats Baraka 6-4. Sub-Zero beats Baraka 6-4. That is not an even match. If what's that guy's name? One Man Three Letters heard that match was even, he'd be on here right now screaming his head off. Use for Glue. Shout outs to the UK guys coming in here. Shout outs to Use for Glue. Tight. I'll take a title. I would have preferred a Coke Zero being from the Lin Kuei, but I will take.
Round 3. Fight.
I will take this. So Phil, do you find it strange that there is still no real tier list yet for this game?
No, mainly because the game is a year old. It took Super Turbo over a decade to have an tier list. For them to go, maybe we kind of agree on what exists. So let's give it another 4 more years before we can talk about whether a real tier list for this game exists.
4 years. Wow, 4 years, man. That's pushing the envelope a little bit, Phil, don't you think? Just a little bit, man. So, Use for Glue, I was listening to the thing with, by the way, I want to say this, the UK, let me tell you why I love the UK guys. Because when I did that KTP, we were talking so much about the in-depth strategy of the game. It wasn't drama talk, it was in-depth, hardcore gameplay knowledge. Matchups, Kung Lao and his matchups, Cyber Sub and his matchups, Cage vs. Sub. It was just in-depth. It was just in-depth game talk, and that was awesome, because that's something you don't hear too much anymore in the MK world. And that was awesome, I want to say, to sit there and talk to you and Foxy, and for the brief time, you know, Mustard and catch up. It was just awesome to really talk high-level strategy with you guys. That was awesome. I don't have any thoughts on Foxy saying he'll beat Junior. I mean, as a competitor, you're supposed to be confident. I don't think you want to go into a tournament against somebody good saying, I'm going to lose to him.
Round 1. Fight.
There's nothing wrong with confidence. If you're a real competitor, I would expect nothing less. Dude, K7, I would love to be a part of any gameplay-related topic you have. Anything that's not drama. Dude, after power, I have so much confidence again after power up. I'm dying to get in this tournament tomorrow. I've been playing with such confidence. I got my swag back after power up, man. It's definitely not easy though to say I don't care what people think or say. It's not easy when there's a big double standard on you. It's really a pain in the ass. It takes some time getting used to. It might have taken me a year to get used to the level of trolling and the double standard I was going to have, but at least I finally got through it, got over it. Now I'm used to it, I know how to handle it, but it isn't easy. Easier said than done. But now, I wouldn't change anything. Dude, I love this fucking community. I mean, where would I be without it? Right? Where would I be without you guys, man? No lie. You guys are the best. But I was going over use for glue strategies on Sub-Zero versus Cyber Sub-Zero.
Round 2. Fight.
And I remember when he said, what if he gets hit, what if I get hit by a dive kick? But if I get hit by a dive kick and I go to clone, he can bomb me, mid-bomb me. I don't think I've ever cloned in my life after getting hit by a dive kick. The difference, here's my biggest difference, use for glue, my Sub-Zero. I am very confident in my defense. In every fighting game, I've always had superb defense. I have no problem being on defense. So even if I block a dive kick, I have no problem staying. If a dive kick hits me, I have no problem allowing Cyber Sub to go on the offensive again. I'm going to make you do something. I'm very secure in my defense. I don't play Sub-Zero like I don't know. Yeah, very true. But it was, I mean, you know, it was a breath of fresh air to be on a podcast and just be able to talk about the game or strategy. It was refreshing to be on a podcast and not hear, hey, Tom, somebody said that this guy said that this guy said that you said this. Yeah, it's really refreshing to not have to deal with that bullshit. What's up, Metzos? Can you punish? The frame data says you can punish it, I think. It says you can. I don't ever try to slide it. I think the frame data is wrong. Yeah, I think the frame data is wrong. I can't slide it either. I swear it's safe. I think the frame data is wrong. A dive kick, yes. Not EX dive kick. Although I do have my new troll name on Twitch TV. My new troll name on Twitch TV is Foxy Lul's Grandpa. That is my Twitch TV troll name. Foxy Lul's Grandpa.
Wins.
No, can't join EMP.
Round 1. Fight.
Lift can punish regular dive kick, not the EX dive kick. EMP is my sponsor. EMP is my sponsor. VSM is my brotherhood. Somberness' frame that it says is like minus 22. That's what Somberness says. No fucking way. No fucking way. EX dive kick. No fucking way EX dive kick is minus 20. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, there's no way EX dive kick. I think the frame data is wrong on that, on the EX dive kick. It has to be. There's no way the EX dive kick is minus 18 or minus 19. That's... I mean, but it is, you know... Regular dive kick is punishable. Then again, the dive kick is different based on where you place it. A Sub-Zero dive, Cyber Sub-Zero, you know what it is? You know what I think it is? I think Somberness is doing the frame data as if the dive kick hits the top of the head. If you're doing a dive kick to the midsection or by the knee, the dive kick is not minus 19 anymore. It recovers. The dive kick recovers differently based on where it's placed.
Milena. Sonya.
So but they didn't take that into consideration. That's true. If you read the frame data, the frame data would say the regular dive kick is always full combo punished.
Kenshin.
But if you place the regular dive kick on the waist or the feet, the regular dive kick is not full combo punished.
Round 1. Fight.
So I think that they actually, I think they messed up the frame data. I think the frame data is wrong. Tony tomorrow's scheduled to start at 3. Tell me thanks. You're welcome. I guess. I do have like some new sets up online against like Kevo's Cabal. I do want. Kevo's got a really good Cabal, by the way. I know a lot of people are kind of like on the fence about Kevo, but I think Kevo's a really good Cabal. I mean, he just won Civil War. He got 4th at what the fuck tournament was that? Flawless Victory. So did pretty good.
Kenshin wins. Round 2. Fight.
So yeah, Kevo's a really good Cabal player. So I got some casuals against him up on YouTube. Why am I not coming? I don't even know what VXG is. I don't know what that is. XVG. No, he is not underrated, actually. Sub-Zero is not underrated. Sub-Zero is like number 15 to 17 in the game, somewhere around there. Sub-Zero's mid-tier. I mean, he's definitely mid-tier. He's definitely not above mid-tier.
Ray wins.
15 to 17 is like middle of the mid-tier.
Which is funny because he's like 13 out of 26 and you have 8th rank.
Is he?
Right smack in the middle.
Round 1. Fight!
Why do you
Where do I put Ermac? Ermac's like a high mid tier, like in the top part of the mid tier. He's not top, but he's not bottom either. You know, he's in the top part of the mid tier characters, I'd say. Solid mid tier character. So I'd say the top of the high mid. I mean, Ermac's not bad at all. Not by a long shot. I don't know why they gave Kenshi a reflect. I mean, the character has everything else. Why a reflect? Out-zoning you and then you can't zone him back. That's so fucking stupid. They made him to make sure he beat Scarlet when Scarlet was the first DLC, so obviously they want the second DLC to be... It's a business decision when it comes to DLCs, I think. Huh? It did. Good old Kenshi and Super Armor. And this is kind of where it feels. You know what? Most fighting games usually have armor by like number of hits, right? 1 hit, 2 hits, whatever. How hyper armor. This game actually works in armored frames. It doesn't use the traditional 1 hit of armor. You know what I'm saying? Like if you say a character has super armor, would basically mean the move lasts on duration, the entire duration of the armor lasts the entire duration. So you really don't have 1 hit or 2 hits of armor like other fighting games do.
Fight!
You know, like a focus cancel would have 1 hit of armor, you know. And there's no armor breaking either. What do you think, Phil? You think maybe armor breaking, they should look into armor break? Attack that armor break in future MKs, or... It does add more depth to the game, I mean, you know. Huh? I'm a fan of removing armor instead. Remove armor, keep the clone. Remove armor, put Baraicho in the game and give him his puke puddle. Man, Baraicho's puke would be so broken. But if Raicho pukes and you hit him, the puddle has to stay. And you land on the puddle. Like MK2 ground freestyle, you know what I'm saying? Like if you kick him out of it, you land on the puddle still. How bad is Sub-Zero and MK2, Phil? Bottom.
He's not good.
Bottom
Bottom
three, bottom two. Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Reptile, the bottom three. Worst three.
No, Scorpion's a little higher than that. Actually, I think it's Raiden Sub-Zero Reptile.
Is Raiden that bad? Why is Raiden so bad?
Win.